good to go.
Yep, it's just setting it up, directing it to the page.
Because I'll get to see Facebook, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay, we're on, baby.
Excellent. I can't see Facebook, so I don't know what's happening here. But anyway, look, we apologise for that. It's if you're just joining us, we don't know what was happening. I don't know what was happening. It was going anyway, I really have no idea.
It's working because I just checked it on my phone and it's Beautiful. All good.
Perfect. All right. So look, if you have just joined us, please pop on the comments, hi, and thank you so much for being patient for those couple of minutes. So I apologise again. I'm not sure what happened, but anyway, welcome, Sandra. Thank you so much for coming.
Yay. That's okay.
Excellent. All right. So I just wanted to also say to everyone that's watching, or if you're not able to jump onto the live, and you're having to watch the replay, if you could just pop in #replay so we know that you've caught it, that would be fantastic as well.
Yeah. And so, if you're there, say hello and let us know you're watching. I'm checking the comments here so I can see. Emily's there. Hi, Emily.
Hi. I've lost my camera. There we go. I'm back again.
And Jazz Bell is there as well. Hello.
Oh, beautiful. Excellent. Hi, everybody, and welcome. All right. So beautiful, Sandra. Thank you again. I'm so excited.
All right.
So look, if you can start by just telling everybody what it is that you do.
Okay. So hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. So what I do, well, I do have a lot of different hats, but what I have done is brought them all into one and helping women predominantly to really start to live out their abundant life. And this has then kind of come down to the fact of helping women to realize that mindset is really that missing piece when we're talking about weight loss and our weight loss journey. And having experienced it myself, and also I have a background in personal training and fitness coaching as well, working with my clients around this, what I found is that this is really the missing key element. So that's why I've been drawn to help women to realize what it is that they need to tweak with their mindset in terms of this particular area in life, because until we get that little piece right, we will keep doing the cycle.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's why I do what I do.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. No, you're 100% right. There's somebody who suffered with weight issues her whole life. I completely get it. So
yeah.
Excellent. All right. And so what do you think is the most common reason people want to lose weight?
Okay, well, most people want to lose weight because they want to feel good. They want to be able to look at themselves in the mirror and like what they see back.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes, even when you have that, if you haven't worked on your self-love, it doesn't matter how good you look.
Yeah.
You still will not like that reflection in the mirror. So then again, it still comes back to you, what you're telling yourself, what those negative thoughts and stories are that you're saying to yourself on a consistent daily basis, that sometimes you don't even realize that you're actually saying them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it just becomes a habit and a repetitive pattern.
Yeah.
Like researchers showed us that we have the same thoughts 80% of the time every single day. So what we thought about today, we'll think about again tomorrow. So that just shows us that how powerful our thoughts are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I found through my journey, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, is it also comes down to how we're brought up and what we've been told and taught, by our parents or by, somebody, a grandparent or whoever that might be raising us. So, a lot of it it stems from childhood,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Spot on 100%. So I talk a lot about stories.
Yeah.
and events that happened. And, you know, disclaimer here, our parents always do the best that they can with the knowledge that they have from how they were brought up. Okay. So most of the time, parents don't intentionally go out to do things that are going to damage you, if you want to use that word. But it's just they might say something, and when we're a child, we make it mean something that it doesn't mean.
Yeah.
And we then carry that with us for the rest of our lives. And until we get into adulthood, where we actually then start to unpack, well, actually, why do I say that to myself? And then what does that actually mean? And where did it come from? And is that actually true?
Yeah.
And until we start to do that kind of work, do we then just start to release these beliefs? Because these stories become things that we believe about ourselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things that I wanted to change, you know, when I realized what was happening with my own journey,
Yeah.
I really made a point of stopping that cycle happening to my daughter. I mean, you're a mum of 4 girls.
Yeah.
I've just got the one. And I just really wanted her to be so body confident.
Yes.
You know, didn't matter what her size. And, you know, so the little things, I at first I got upset, but then I started to explain to people, you know, how much of an impact just by walking up and grabbing. And it's not even to my daughter, it's to the boys as well, just grabbing their stomach and saying, oh, you're getting a little bit chubby there.
I know.
Things like that sticks with kids.
Absolutely.
You know, and we take
Absolutely.
yeah.
And yeah, absolutely. And like you said, I'm a mum of 4 girls ranging from 15 to 5.
Yeah.
And so I try to be very aware of how I talk to myself about how I look, because they're watching,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And they're going to then think it's okay to do that, you know. And so we really need to be careful what we're doing, because sometimes even indirectly, when we're not saying it to them, but they're watching us say it to ourselves, it can have an impact on them as well. Which is a bit bloody scary, to be honest, because you think, shit, I don't want to then have my kids unpacking crap when they get older as well.
Yeah.
But like I said, unintentionally, because we're human, that happens. We do stuff, you know, we make those mistakes.
Yeah, that's right. So unless we consciously change our own behavior and our own approach to it, to body image and weight and things like that, you know, I've changed the wording. So I stopped saying diet, and I just started saying lifestyle change.
Yes,
you know,
nice.
and the importance of eating healthy and, you know, and things like that. And because it's just certain words can also stick with you as well. So
absolutely. I dislike that word diet, because as soon as you use it, your brain goes into all the things that you shouldn't eat, and all the shoulds come up, right? Rather than change it to, well, I'm changing my eating style, or I'm changing my eating plan, or, you know, I'm making healthier food choices, or whatever it is. But that word just has so many different emotions and ideas that come up with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful. And so on that note, why do you think people emotionally eat? You know, what's your opinion around that one?
Emotional eating definitely comes from the stories that we have, and that, so things that happen in our life, we make it mean something, and then when that event happens, we may attach it to food. Okay, so for example, you're upset about something as a child, and someone says, oh, come on, let's go have a piece of cake, that'll make you feel better. Right? And then every time you're upset, you go and indulge in something that will make you feel better. Right? And so what that does is it creates this habitual thing that you do, that when you get upset, you eat. Right? And then it just becomes a habit that you need to then learn to break. But you then also need to learn that it comes from that emotional state. So we need to learn tools and techniques to then go, okay, so when I'm feeling like this, I usually go and eat, right? But what else can I do? What can I swap the eating with instead? So it might be drink a couple of glasses of water. It might be go for a walk. It might be go outside and put your feet in the grass or something. But you just need to change the habit. And it really comes back to that self-awareness. Because I tell all my clients, self-awareness is that I guess that superpower, right? Once you start being aware of all these little things and all these little triggers that you do, and then start making the changes, that's when the magic happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Beautiful. All right. And so what do you think is the most common struggle for somebody when they're trying to lose weight?
What we call the voices in our head, or the imposter syndrome, or the itty bitty shitty committee, whatever you want to call it, that voice that keeps saying you can't do it, or who are you kidding? Why do you want to lose all this weight? You're comfortable here, you can do this, you're always going to be fat, or you're always going to be overweight. Whatever that talk is that's going on in your head.
Yeah.
But also you might have really great success too, and you might lose weight being on a diet, and then all of a sudden, see, I said it, it's a big habit, being on a new habitual plan, right? And then you go, oh, okay. The brain goes, the conscious mind goes, all right, we're getting into unknown territory, right?
Yeah.
So hang on, I'm feeling unsafe, I'm feeling out of my comfort zone. I can have that extra biscuit. I can have those extra snacks. I don't need to exercise today. Like all those little things to try and drag you back to what's comfortable.
Yeah.
So, and then we just fall into that trap.
Yeah.
Again, it comes back to being self-aware and going, oh gosh, I'm doing that thing again, and pulling yourself back on track.
Yeah.
And that's not to say you're never going to fall off track. Like, you're human, you do fall off track, but the key is getting that self-awareness and pulling yourself back on track quicker each time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And look, I think you touched on this a little bit, but what role does mindset play in weight loss, and and how important is it? Like,
I really think it's huge. It's a huge part. Look, I honestly believe that you can stick to any nutrition plan, any diet out there, because I want to use the word diet because that's what people say, diet plan, whether it's Weight Watchers, Light and Easy, Jenny Craig, whatever, right? And if you stick to the plan, it works, right? It doesn't matter what you do. The thing that matters is when you don't make those changes permanent in your life, and you spiral back to what you were doing before because you haven't dealt with what's going on up here. And the reason that you spiral back is because you didn't change the thought processes. Makes you go back to the old habit, which makes you then put the weight back on again because you didn't make the final, like the changes that needed to stick. Yeah. Does that make sense?
100%. 100%. I know with me personally, I needed to deal with a lot of, I'm going to say trauma, but it wasn't really trauma, but a lot of things that did come through my childhood and then when I was in my very early 20s, that I had to deal and face those and put close the door on those particular issues. That definitely helped me move on and get that better mindset, stuck in so I can choose those healthy lifestyles, because I am an emotional eater. So, sometimes, 100% it's about, changing your thoughts and sticking and changing the habits. But sometimes if it's a little bit deeper and there's an issue there that's happened, in your past, it's shutting the door on that as well.
Absolutely. I was just going to say, like, being aware that you are triggered by your emotions and that you're an emotional eater. I mean, that's that living above the line, right? You're taking ownership. You know that this is a thing for you. So being aware and being proactive rather than reactive.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Because I know with me, when I became aware, I was like questioning Do I really need that chocolate? You know, do
Yeah,
I
yeah,
really
absolutely.
need that McDonald's Big Mac meal? Like, yeah,
Yeah, it's even asking yourself, am I really hungry or am I just thirsty?
yeah,
Do I just need a glass of water?
yeah,
So, like it can be as simple as that,
yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Um, all right. And so, what do you feel? You know, whether it be small, whether it be big, what do you feel somebody will achieve if they actually change their mindset?
Oh, wow. You know what? When you stay, I know that's a great question, but wow, look, when you get a handle on your mindset and that self-awareness piece,
Mm,
man, you can do so much.
mm,
Things change, things happen
yeah,
for the better,
yeah,
okay? And you will grow, as a person, but also things will be different in your life as well.
yeah,
And it really does come back to that self-awareness piece,
yeah, yeah.
bringing your self-awareness to the forefront. It's like we have this part in our brain called the RAS. I don't know, you're probably familiar with this, Sarah, right?
Yeah.
And when we think about when you first became a mum and you are listening out constantly for that newborn cry, right? Even when you're half asleep and dead to the world, the moment that RAS is connected to listening for that sound, even without you even realizing it.
Yep.
So it's the same thing when you start to become self-aware of those triggers and patterns that you do, right? So you're making that RAS kick into looking for these things that are creating you to fall off the wagon.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then that way you're becoming more self-aware of it.
Yeah.
And then you're applying the tools that you learn.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, just quickly on that, Raz, through my NLP training, one of the things that I will always remember is, the 3 o'clock itis. People get when they get tired and they just want to, at 3 o'clock, they feel like they need a cup of tea to wake up. And that actually stems back to us finishing school at 3 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then the afternoon tea thing and everything else. Yeah, wow.
See,
Great point. Yeah,
and that's
absolutely.
from childhood. So, to break that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm still in that habit
Yeah.
because I teach 4 days a week as well. So I'm like in that habit all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good one. We've got a couple of questions. I don't know if you want to or comments more. So Janine says, I fall off track because of being time poor, which then means you just reach for the most convenient food. Absolutely. Like that happens. Yeah. So it's also about meal prepping or meal planning, if that's something that you're inclined to do, or forward thinking and that proactiveness, right? So what I've suggested to some of my clients, Janine, is to sit down and plan what your meals are for the week. You don't have to pre-cook them, but you've put in a plan to go, okay, this is what I'm going to have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, especially when you're busy and you're working. But then you've taken the thought process out of it. If you do it on the weekend, you're ready for the week ahead and stick to the plan. Yeah. And they have found that really helps them.
Absolutely.
Even doing a bit of.
I know.
Go on.
No, keep going.
No, I was just going to say, even just prepping little snacks and things like on the weekends, like boiled eggs or cut up carrots or whatever it is. I mean, now you can even buy the carrots cut up, but can pay for the privilege. If you're someone that likes to nibble and snack on things.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that was what I was going to say. One of the things that I've taught myself was, because I am a snacker, is to prepare. I mean, I prepare all my meals on a Sunday anyway. I do it for the family because we have such a busy week, and otherwise I would eat shit, really.
Yes.
I do that anyway, but I always prepare my snacks and I take everything to work. So my Monday to Friday meals are there, and they're at work in the fridge, and I really have no excuse.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. So that's.
And I mean, that does require a little bit of time, But, you know, when you get yourself into a really good routine and habit, it's actually really effective.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's also a matter of going to the shopping centre and looking for the convenience. You know,
Yeah.
because like you said, they're already cut up. The carrots and everything's cut up.
Yeah.
Really simple.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
It's there. It's there ready for you, because I think they've even realized people need convenience. People are time poor. People have busy lives. How can we make it even easier?
yeah,
And they charge us obviously a premium for having them cut up, so they're making more money as well. So like, it's a win-win, you know?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, but for me, just on that one, Janine, I know for me, I had to just spend one day, you know, with an extra hour doing my shopping to say, oh, wow, they actually do have this cut up,
Mm,
you know, and just changing even the way I shop. So,
yeah,
but
true.
yeah, yeah, beautiful. Excellent. And so, what would be your top 3 tips to somebody who was ready to get started?
Yep. Okay. So first of all, I would be asking yourself, you know, how important is this to you to achieve this goal?
Yep.
Right? Is it a now thing or is it a later thing? Right? If it's a now thing, then you need to look at ways in how you can be supported. Who can you go to that's going to support you in this journey, whether it's a coach, whether it's a PT trainer, whether it's a friend, someone that's going to keep you accountable, right?
Yep.
And the third thing is to make sure that you're including that mindset piece, right? That is really key, because we can exercise and we can stick to a nutrition plan,
Mm,
but even still, we still need to make sure that what we're telling ourselves up here is not stunting us from moving forward.
yeah, yeah, amazing. So
Yeah.
true, so true. Um, and so for somebody who is like me and who has, like I said, struggled with weight her whole life,
Yeah.
what would be your first lot of advice to me?
The first thing I would say to you is, I want you to sit down and write all the negative things that you say to yourself when you look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah,
And that's very confronting.
yeah,
And then you would then need to go and well, how can you change that talk? How
yeah,
can you flip that? How can you start looking at yourself and saying, you know, my body's amazing, because
yeah,
look at what it does. It gets me up in the morning every day.
yeah,
You know, it's healthy. It helps me to have children. I've had children. I've had this. I've had that. You know, and just tweaking how you say things. So, you know, my body is amazing, and I'm working on being healthier.
yeah,
I'm not there yet, but I'll get there. You know, it's just there. It's just those fine little language tweaks.
yeah,
So definitely start off with bringing to the surface all the not nice stuff that you say to yourself.
yeah,
And would you ask yourself truthfully, would you say that to someone that you love? Would you say that to your kids?
yeah, yeah,
Most of us would say no,
yeah,
right? So then you need to go back and go, okay, how can I change this? How can I say this in a different way?
yeah,
Okay, and say it in a way that you can get behind. You know, it's no point saying I'm a size 8 when you don't believe that you're a size 8,
yeah,
right? Or you could say something like, I'm on my way to being a size 12,
yeah,
if that's what your goal is.
yeah,
I'm on my way to losing 5 kilos.
yeah,
You can get behind that. There's no heaviness around that when you say that.
yeah,
And that's where I would start.
yeah, amazing. Because setting achievable goals is very important, isn't it? You know,
Absolutely.
goals. Don't say I want to lose 50 kilos in a week, because that's,
Absolutely.
unless you have surgery, that might not ever happen. You
I
know,
just
so
think, you know, and it scares me when people go down that surgery track, because I think, and this is no, I'm not saying that it's not an option, but I think, is it your last resort, or have you really dealt with what's keeping you stuck?
yeah,
Because even if you have that surgery, if you've still got stuff that you haven't dealt with, it's not
yeah,
going to change it.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not going to change the outcome.
yeah, Yeah.
Yeah, so you really need to unpack what's going on there, what's keeping you stuck. And a
Yeah.
lot of the time we'll find that people that emotional eat, um, it's because it keeps us comfortable. It's
Yeah.
like we do it because it's a protective layer,
Yeah.
right? It's like, well, no one's going to hurt me because I've got my protective layer
Yeah.
subconsciously, or I'm too, say it's, I'm too overweight and not appealing to men, so I'm going to be safe,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
And so for me, for somebody who is very open about having the weight loss surgery,
Hmm.
I 100% agree with you. Um, for me, I sat on it for about 6 years,
Yeah.
and I knew I had to be in the right mindset. Now,
Hmm.
I took that option because I've got medical behind me. So
Right.
I've got PCOS.
Yep.
I was diagnosed with adenomyosis,
Wow.
underactive thyroid.
Yeah.
So I was constantly hitting that wall.
Yeah, of course.
But whether it be with the surgery or whether it be without the surgery, the most important thing for the whole picture is the mind.
Yep.
Because I can very easily stretch what they've done, and I can very easily go back to it. People think it's you've had the surgery and that's it. You're going to be skinny for the rest of your life. It's
Yep.
no,
Yep.
but you have to still be healthy.
Yeah.
You have to start it. It's a whole lifestyle change.
Absolutely.
So do I think me personally, I know that I researched it and I've done it for the right reasons.
Yep.
Do I know people that have done the surgery for the wrong reasons? Absolutely. Do I know people that have put a lot of weight back on? Absolutely. Because they weren't mentally ready.
Yeah.
So,
I
the
think,
mindset plays a huge part.
oh, massive. And I think too, because we are all looking for that quick fix, and there is none when it
Yeah,
comes to this. It's
you're
just
right.
hard work. It
Yeah,
really is.
yeah,
You've got
yeah,
to do the work. You've
yeah,
just got to do the work. There's no magic pill. There's no magic operation. There's no
yeah,
hard work, whether it's hard work eating wise, hard work training wise, hard work mindset wise.
yeah,
You have to do the work.
yeah. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, absolutely. So guys, if you're watching, have you guys got any questions for Sandra?
I'm just checking.
Yeah, we went back and had a look as well.
No more questions. But if anyone does have any, just pop them in now, and while we're here, we can answer them for you.
Yeah, for sure. And so while we're just waiting for some to potentially come through, if somebody wanted to join your program because they were wanting to, change for the better, how do they do that?
Yeah, absolutely. So what I can do is I can put a link in this video chat thing where how you can contact me, and I've actually just started the next 6-week group for coaching, so it's not too late to join. So it's perfect timing, actually, Sarah. And yeah, it's great because I've got about 6 ladies in there already, and it's just awesome. We had our first session last night, and just the realization of just how the mind works, because that's what we talked about yesterday,
Yeah.
was a real eye-opener for them, and how it all kind of works together. And already they've started to see changes. So you get fully supported in a Facebook private group. You have 6 different modules that you work through with a workbook. You also get a one-on-one session with me to work through anything else that might be coming up for you. So that option is there. So if anyone wants to chat with me about that, we can just organise a time to have a chat further.
Yeah, fantastic. That's awesome. And I've seen a lot of your testimonials come through as well, which is
Thank you.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been great, and it's so exciting. I mean, that's why you do, well, that's why I do what I do. That's what you do, because to see those results and see people's lives changing just by teaching them these little things is just amazing.
Yeah, it's so true. And you know, it just can take one little tweak of, like you said,
Yeah,
what we say,
absolutely.
how we feel, how we think. Just one little tweak, and
Yep,
your whole life changes.
absolutely.
We've both personally lived through different situations, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. That's why we love, helping people and seeing them shine, because we're
Being
shining.
there ourselves. That's right. Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I love that. So
Yeah.
excellent. Have you got anything else that you want to add?
And I just want to add that, self-love is a really big thing when it comes to this kind of stuff. You need to get comfortable with loving who you are right now, not when you lose 10 or 20 kilos. And I know this is hard because I've been there. I know I've done it. When my first marriage broke up, I sat in front of the fridge and just ate. That's what I did. I put on 20 kilos. And then I had to work out, but that was a safety mechanism for me to not get hurt again.
Yeah.
Right. And I had to deal with all that stuff.
Yeah.
But you need to learn to love yourself where you are at now.
Yeah.
And when you start to do that, that just opens up a whole new pathway of stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's so true. It's so true. I think society and Facebook and everything plays a huge part in what we say and feel about our bodies.
Yeah.
But when you change your mindset and when you are in that right frame of mind, you don't give a shit.
That's right.
Yeah. It's so true.
And like Facebook's great. I mean, we both run our businesses through Facebook, but unless you're being real and vulnerable and authentic, you only see what people allow you to see.
Yeah.
Right. So I think you've got to take everything with a bit of a grain of salt as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. But it's also, just quickly, I saw a post on another page. A mother had actually got quite upset with a comment that was, so she put up a post and then a mother someone else had commented. She got really, really upset. And one thing that we all need to remember as humans and as women, as mums and parents, whatever it may be, is that you don't know people's tonality behind the typing, on a keyboard. So they take things to heart. I suppose where I'm going with that one,
Yeah, it's very different to saying, like, I could say it and I could type it and it could come out completely different. The message could be completely different.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Excellent. Well, I don't think anyone has any more comments. We'll just have
No, it looks like we're all good. No.
Beautiful. So you're going to pop your link.
Yeah, I can pop the link in there. Yep.
Fantastic. And so if anybody else is watching this as a replay, please don't forget to put a hashtag replay. Sandra is actually a member of the Connected Family Group, so if you have any questions that you have, she'll be more than happy to answer them.
Yeah, I'll pop back in and have a look and check. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
And if you want me to hook you up, I'm happy to share some invites and messenger and things like that as well. So beautiful. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. I hope that the ladies watching have got some stuff to take away and start implementing themselves and reach out if you need any help.
Yeah, absolutely. Excellent. All right, well, you have a good night.
Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate it.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.